because America is in a moral and spiritual freefall that is consuming young people across race and class. The leading cause of death of young people in the inner city is homicide. The leading cause of death in Appalachia among low-income whites is prescription drugs. And the leading cause of death in Silicon Valley is suicide. The suicide rate among teens in Silicon Valley is 6 times the national average, where there are 2-parent households with master's degrees with a median income of $180,000. So it isn't just family composition. So what our plan is to bring together people across race and class lines, the mothers of Appalachia, Silicon Valley mothers, and inner city mothers, to come together to find out how can we exchange strategies to promote healing and overcoming and what lessons can we teach those who prevent children from it. But we won't do that as long as we're being separated by race. And so those are the kinds of coalitions that we are seeking to, and we need the Pharaohs and the Josephs to come together. And that's why what we need, Larry, there needs to be a university. We, as conservatives, we spend too much time doing failure studies. That's why we have the reputation of not caring about poor and black folks. You can learn nothing from studying failure except how to create failure. And so what we are recommending is that scholars go into low-income communities and report on resilience. Find out how many people. There's an example. There's a mother for 3 years. She has 2 daughters sleeping in the back of her car and sleeping in homeless shelters. The girls were studying by the light on a cell phone. One graduated salutatorian, the other graduated valedictorian. They started Spelman College as sophomore because they took so many advanced placement classes. Why don't we know who they are? There was an 18-year-old black homeless boy who borrowed his brother's bike and for 6 hours bicycled across the state of Georgia in August, only to pitch a tent on the grounds of a community college that he attended the year before. And 2 white police officers came over and asked him what he was doing. And once he found out, they put him up in a motel, and they wanted to get him a job, get the owner of a hotel, of a restaurant, to give him some money. He said, "I don't want money, I want a job." So he started washing dishes. Well, someone posted his experience. They raised $80,000 in 3 days. He had a press conference to thank everybody. The president of the college allowed him to move on campus, and now he's using that money to support himself. There are endless examples of grace in action in our society where people are coming together to help one another. That deep in the DNA of this country is that desire to reward the virtues of our founders. When a homeless man in Boston found $40,000 in a knapsack, and he turned it in, and this was posted, 96,000 in 3 days. There are endless examples, ladies and gentlemen,